Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Sunny Winnipeg. Colder this morning, Winnipeg. Minus 6.9 Celsius. Now, so that means that we might not get melting going on today. But if it doesn't snow, we will have evaporation. Believe it or not. Yeah, snow evaporates even though it doesn't melt. Anyway, there's some things I want to say, and I was sitting at my computer a while ago, and I was checking my email, and I was thinking, I've got to remember to tell the viewers that so-and-so sent something, and, I'll come back to the model table, and I won't be able to remember the name, or I will get it sort of mixed up, and maybe occasionally I will show you a picture, and I'll say, so-and-so sent me this picture, and it wasn't him that sent it. And the person that sent it thinks to himself, my goodness, what an ingrate, he couldn't even remember my name. Well, beside my computer, generally speaking, I've got this clipboard, and so I can grab it and write things down. So I did that this morning. There's some things I wanted to mention. I was talking yesterday about the Chicago piano. Well, Eric sent a picture. Yeah, Eric sent a picture of a Chicago piano. It looks a lot like what we're making right now, only it's a little smaller. I still don't know how they got that name. I know that's what they called it, but it doesn't look anything like a piano. Well, maybe a grand piano when the top is open. If the top was removed. Kinda. Anyway, all right. So, yeah. Thank you, Eric. Now, Jerry sent a nice color photo. Remember I was talking about painting this thing, the barrels and so on. So he sent a color photo of the 40 millimeter gun. And at least I'll have an idea of what it looked like on that particular ship. They could have been painted any color, but they were basically gray, and all these battleships, and they're basically gray, so that didn't show up. Okay, now, a couple of 3 days ago, I was online, and I was just checking to see, I was thinking, I don't have any reference books for the USS Enterprise. Somebody by the name of Michael, yesterday, sent 3 books, online books. Wow, exactly what I was looking for. With the books have photos in them, and yeah. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Those reference books are going to come in very handy during this build. All right, we've talked about that. Did not come back to the model table last night. Yes, we're getting a later start. Missy the dog is probably going to be coming by in about an hour, maybe sooner. All right, we're ready. I don't think I'm going to have too much trouble with this railing. It's just got a couple of simple little bends. What I was thinking of doing with this is, I was talking about doing the painting of the color, a different color. Okay, now if you remember, there's the base here. I was thinking maybe doing that a dark gray, doing the upper part a light gray, and then the barrels would be black, and try and, I don't know if I can paint that delicate with my little brush so that it doesn't. So that it doesn't look blotchy. Yeah, we'll work on that today. I'm going to get my airbrush booth back, my spray booth back up onto the table here. Yeah, we're going to spray. In a funny way, I'm kind of looking forward to it today. I don't know if I think it's a sort of, I want to see how delicate I can spray some of these small parts so that the paint doesn't obliterate the detail. Um, I was watching military modeler Paul a little bit this morning. He's working on a Jeep, Army Jeep, and that's something I should mention right now. If you're a creator and you know, like there's UK Jason, there's Nigel Frampton, there's Steve in the model shed. I don't know his last name. And I do watch a little bit of the shows, but I very seldom will watch the whole thing because what will happen is I'll start to watch it, and it'll make me think about my own build, and I'll pause it and go and do something else, and then I'll forget about it. Uh, Yeah, I just thought I better throw that in. Anyway, military modeler Paul was working on this army jeep, and he was talking about painting the wires. And I think it's a 1/48 scale, if I'm not mistaken. And I made a few 1/48 scale army tanks way back in the 80s. That was back before Tamiya had just started making army tanks back then, and they were the ones that you sought after, their brand, if you wanted detail, because they would have the rivets on and stuff like that. Anyway, it's even better now. He says, Jeep, I'll eventually get to this. This Jeep, on the motor, there's the wires for the spark plugs, and he was talking about painting the wires. Yeah, the detail that they're putting into some of these things now. And then we were talking about the 3D printing for these little 20 millimeter guns, which I might spend the $77. I better do it before they up the price, or before they put tariffs on this stuff. Yeah, that's a problem here in North America. We've got this tariff war going on. I don't want to get into that. I don't like to bring in politics into the model table, because some people will be persuaded one way, some people will be persuaded the other way. What I try to do is not talk about our differences. I like to talk about what we all have in common, and that is that we appreciate building plastic models or wood. You know, there's nothing wrong with building a wooden ship. It's funny that I don't, because I was so much into woodworking down in the basement. I guess maybe I just don't want to have sawdust all over the place. And there's a lot of work and a lot of skill in a wooden ship, much more so I think than in plastic, because plastic, everything, the parts are already molded the right shape, whereas when you build a wooden ship and you do the planking, well, you put it on, but it still has to be set. The hull has to be molded, sanded, rounded to make it look nice. So anyway, is there anything I forgot to mention here? Okay, Eric's Chicago piano, Jerry's 40 millimeter photo, and Michael's 3 books. Okay, I mentioned them all, and I think I got the names right. Let's move on here and put the macro lens on and try and bend our little photo etch part. Okay, you can see the folding lines there where we have to actually make the bend. And I'm thinking that maybe if I was to turn this more from on the side, we'll be able to see it a little bit better. All right. Okay, now as you can see, I'm just grabbing a hold of the short part, and we're going to bend this up now. And it doesn't have to be 90 degrees, it just has to be just a little bit here. Okay, then we'll do the other one. You know, Andy, every time I use this, I sort of envision you standing in your shop, milling this thing out, and finding the pieces. If I'm not mistaken, you said that some of the parts that are in this are from a bicycle. Okay, I think I basically got it there. Okay, let's just lay that on the part and see what we got here. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty close. Good morning, Max. Good morning, Missy. Good morning, Missy.
Wag.
Yes, nice to see you. Come on in. I got your treats all ready for you. Okay. Colder this morning.
A little bit, yeah. Oh, the road is slippery.
And frozen and uneven, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. All that slush just freezes in place.
Okay, sit down. That's a good dog. There we go. Oh, yeah. A little sign of appreciation there.
How was the night?
I slept good. I slept long. I didn't. I got up late for me anyway. Getting a late start at the model table. Trying to decide, do I want to spend the $77 on the little guns or not?
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Life is short.
Life is short. That's right. As you often have said, coffins don't have pockets.
Yeah, and we only regret. I've only regretted the things I didn't do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, no, I regret some of the things I did do.
I've rued a few of those, but
yeah, it'd be nice to be able to go back and relive your life and straighten out your mistakes.
Oh my God, yes.
I think everybody has that. Some people more than others.
Gone back and done a lot of the things you wanted to do.
Oh, you got an itch, do you there, Missy?
It's where I say goodbye to Uncle Ron.
Well, thank you for coming again, Missy. You're such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Ron.
We'll see you later. Bye, Missy. Yeah, we have a little routine going on, don't we? Missy the dog. Missy the dog. All right. Now, we were just in the process of doing something with this. Oh, telephone, gotta go. Hello? Yes, it is. Okay, that phone call, which happened, going on 2 hours ago now, is just my doctor's office calling. I was going to say nothing important, but when the doctor's office calls, it's always important, isn't it? Okay, now, come on, I had it. Being so careful not to bend this, because if I bend it, I'll never get it straightened out exactly the way it was. Okay, I'm looking pretty much straight down now on top of our gun. Just want to see if I got our angles right. I sort of do. Okay, I'm going to have to recompose here. Okay, here's my plan. Just want to make sure that I do in fact have this upper portion where, where the positioning pins are in the holes. Because what I'd like to do is I'd like to paint this base part, which I'm just touching right now, a different color to what this upper portion is going to be, so that it sort of contrasts. I don't know if we're going to actually be able to see that, when we actually view it or not. Another thing I want to do is check and see what color is the deck going to be. Can't talk and work at the same time. That this piece is going to be sitting on. Get a different angle here. Okay, now my finger is sticking to the block. I am making a mess of this. Okay, what I've done now is I have sloped this thing slightly forward. And the thought is, maybe we can let gravity be our friend here. Like that. Okay. Maybe having sticky tape all over this block was not a good idea. Alright, now it's got to go. Okay, I can see right now I have to bend those angles just a little bit more. And I think I'm just going to quickly do it off camera. Get it done. I'll be back in a minute here. Okay, let's try this again. Now maybe I've got them bent too much in. Okay, here's another thought. See, my thinking was originally what I could do is I could fasten the railing to either just the bottom or just the top, so that the railing will be the same color when I spray as whatever it's attached to. I think that in all likelihood it would look best maybe if it was, I guess it really wouldn't matter. I want the railing to contrast. So maybe the railing could be on the attached to the base, where it would be, which I'm planning to paint darker, probably the 77, and because I think this is going to be on the deck, which is that deck blue. What is it, the 82 or something, or no, the 50. The 50 is the deck blue. And by the time I'm at the end of this build, I'll have these numbers memorized. Okay. And another thing is we probably don't have to have these guns in position right now, because they're they're going to be a different color again. I'd like to do one of these complete units on camera somehow, and the other three I'd do quickly off camera. But like I started to say, at least I think I did, the reason I wanted to get the railing glued onto, I guess it would probably be the bottom section, and have these pieces together, is so that I can get the angles exactly right and the distances exactly right. At least that's the plan. Okay, yeah, I can see that I have maybe bent the we'll call it a wing. It's bent just a little bit. The one closest to you is a little bit too sharp. It's almost 90 degrees now that I'm looking at it. Okay, there, I straightened it out a little bit. Maybe I'm going to have this whole part angled at more of an angle to your left. You know, like this, so that the piece sits in there. Okay, I'm going to recompose again. This must be driving you crazy. Okay, so I have our gun at slightly more than a 45-degree angle. Now you see this part that I'm just touching right now, and this one here. I'm noticing that the stanchions, two of the stanchions come up here and line up. I guess four of them. So if I get it lined up like this. Oh, by the way, I had to bend those wings back out. Now, from your angle, you can't see it, but I'm looking straight in on it. Trying to let go here. That's not right. There. Oh, Ron. Get it back in view here now. Okay. Yeah, that stupid sticky tape. I thought it was a good idea. Okay, yeah, okay, I pretty much got it there. Now, if I could get a little bit of a little droplet of CA right here and right here, and it'll probably just sort of wick its way along the bottom, and it shouldn't go up the sides. In other words, I do not want the railing to be glued to this part here. I just want it only to be glued to the base. So let's, I'm just going to push pause here for a moment. Okay, now I have stretched out my tube here to narrow the opening. And the idea is that I should be able to get just a very small little droplet to just sort of drop on there. Now, be careful not to stick it to the block. Doesn't want to go underneath. There. I'm going to do the same here on this one. Okay. Now, that should cure fairly quickly because I am using the quick setting here, or the insta-cure. So I don't want to try and risk bumping it with one of Gabe's swabs here with some curing agent on it, because I'll probably knock everything crooked. Okay, two things. I added a little bit more CA so it would wick its way along the entire bottom rail. Now I'm hoping it didn't wick its way over somewhere, and now I've glued my two plastic parts together. And the idea is here that I should be able to lift this top part off. There we go. And the railing stays there. Yeah. Okay, now don't poke at it. I'm noticing that the wings, if I could just bend them in just a little bit here. Okay. Now I don't know if I should try and reinforce all of this now with some CA maybe on the bottom there. Maybe CA thick, just a little blob of it, and it might give the whole thing a little bit more strength. Yeah, I think I'll try that. I'll put it on the end of a toothpick or something. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is going to work out. Now we'll paint this bottom piece, the 77, and the top piece something else. And then they'll contrast, and you'll be able to see the difference. Otherwise, from an arm's length, you're not going to really, at least that's my way of thinking. Okay, I have some CA thick here now. And I think that's going to be all right. That's maybe a little bit too much. See if I can swab that off. The CA thick does not set quickly. I'm trying to get it up and over the rail. Okay. Maybe one of Gabe's swabs might remove a little bit off the bottom there. Okay, and it should still be sticking to the, the plastic should still be sticking to the photo etch. Okay, now we'll do the other one. I wonder if I should have been maybe doing it from the inside. Look, a little speck of something there. I wonder what that is. Now maybe we can get rid of it. I don't think it matters. It's going to get painted over anyway. Okay, I do believe that the CA is being glued to the plastic. I mean the photo etch. Okay, so that cure. This is going to take a little longer to cure. Let's have to put some curing agent on. It's hard to put just a little bit on, but that should work. Okay, I have had the suggestion. I was talking about the fact that the Enterprise, if it was down in the bottom there, we're not going to be able to see in on the sides in the hangar bays, or what do you call them, and. So I was talking about putting it on the wall, and somebody suggested, I can't remember who it was. Was it Martin? I'm not sure. Sorry, Martin, if it wasn't you, I don't want to blame you for this. Anyway, whoever it was, I think it's a good idea. They said, take one of the other ships and put it in the bottom, and then put the Enterprise where you can sort of see in. Now the Enterprise, you're going to want to be able to see the top of the flight deck. So I was thinking that probably like the hood here, it looks good from any angle. It could go down there, and I could still have my draw out thing a little bit if I wanted to. And and then the Enterprise would be here, and then you'd be sort of being able to sort of look down, like I can actually look into the hood a little bit. Now the hood is not lit up in there, and it would have been kind of nice if it was, but then I'd have to mess around with wires and all that kind of stuff. Mind you, then I am with the Enterprise as well. Anyway, it's a thought. It's a good thought. Good thought. Okay. Clearly, we are not going to be able to do any airbrushing today. A few moments ago, well, maybe about an hour ago, I think I could just quickly set up and get the spray booth on the table and make it look like I was going to do it. But I didn't even get that done. I got to clean this mess up a bit here, and I'm going to call her quits here for today. We did make progress, very slowly. Yeah, I just want to do one of these on camera. Like I say, I'll do the other 3 off camera quickly. It should go fairly good. And there's no use spraying just the one and then have to assemble the others. So I think the thing for me to do is to assemble all of these and then spray all 4 at the same time. I'm sort of leaning on spending the $77 and getting the 3D printed 20mm guns. I'm thinking about it. I think that's a good idea. So anyway, yeah, I've had other things going on today. I haven't even checked all my comments from this morning and last night yet. So it's possible that you said something and you think it yourself, well, I wonder why Ron didn't mention that in his episode, because that was kind of important. Now all your comments are important. Even if all I do is just give you a thumbs up. I read it. Just want you to know I saw it. I see all the comments. So, and if somebody asks a question, I always reply. Like if there's a question, I'll try to answer it. If somebody just makes a statement, maybe all you get is a thumbs up. But hey, I'm agreeing with you. Okay, enough about that. Yeah, I'm gonna call her quits here. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.